By 2030, headlines claim only 5 jobs on the planet will survive the AI wave. In 3 years, we'll all be out of work, they say. AI will replace every doctor, leaving only nurses as humans. Hello, this is Future Digest, and today we're diving into the doom and gloom predictions that everyone has seen at least once. Whether it's Sam Altman telling Tucker Carlson that all tech support jobs will disappear within a year or two, or yet another YouTube prophet forecasting an AI apocalypse, the pattern is the same. But everyone conveniently forgot that AI, in one form or another, has been with us for a decade already. Elon Musk in 2015 promised taxi drivers would be extinct by 2018, and the roads would be filled with robo-taxis. Forbes in 2017 predicted that 40% of Australia's workforce would be automated by 2025. And yet here we are, and the predictions are still just predictions. Instead of 1 million autonomous robo-taxis by 2020, Musk by 2025 barely launched a few test units in Austin, with a service area shaped suspiciously like a male body part. Yes, the coverage expanded later, but the point stands. For 10 straight years, bold AI prophecies keep slamming into the wall of reality. That's why the question of which jobs AI will take and which it will actually create is so sensitive. And to understand it, you can't rely on a self-titled Telegram NFT consultant. You need actual data, which we'll examine in the next couple of minutes, right after you like this video. And tell us in the comments, are you afraid AI will take your job? Welders, feel free to enjoy a rare opportunity to laugh at programmers. Let's start with the basics. AI has been with us in its modern form for at least 5 years, and in a broader sense, for 20. So whose jobs has it truly taken? At first glance, quite a few. A quick scroll through the news and you'll see what looks like a full-scale IT purge. On July 11, 2025, Google reported that 50% of its internal code is now written by AI, and the meat bags are increasingly optional. On July 13, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy announced staff cuts due to automation. And the Wall Street Journal, citing Life Data Technologies, reported that over the past 3 years, U.S. public companies have replaced 3.5% of their workforce with AI. Sounds like a collapse, right? Add the Indon Lab report that AI job postings dropped by 36% since early GPT, and we've found our first extinct profession, IT workers. Or have we? Not at all. Looking only at data starting from 2020 is like that meme guy explaining to a newlywed that if her husband came home 10 minutes early today, she'll have 365 husbands next year. Pull the timeline back and look at the US IT sector since 2010. It nearly doubled. The death of programmers that media scream about becomes a tiny wiggle, barely above statistical noise. Now add the global economic slowdown that began with COVID and still isn't gone, and consider the rest of the economy as well. Meanwhile, even Ford is shutting down car factories in Germany. Pharmaceutical giant Novo Nordisk cut 9,000 employees in a single day, September 10, 2025. So skажите честно, does the situation with programmers really look like they're being replaced by AI? Or does it look like the same economic downturn hitting every other industry where corporations trim staff simply to reduce expenses while using AI as a convenient buzzword in reports so investors don't panic? The answer, I think, is obvious. Compared to the 20,000 layoffs at UPS, 12,000 at Dell, 11,000 at Nissan, and 8,000 at Chevron, Microsoft's 9,000-person cut looks like just another wave of cost saving, not a technological coup where AI steals developer jobs. So if your company let you go under the label replaced by AI, here's the unpleasant truth. Your position was likely created during fat years and simply stopped быть нужной. Or you weren't performing well. Or someone else wasn't performing well, but they had a good lawyer and threatened to sue, so they fired the easier target. Happens all the time. Since 2023, CBS hasn't found more than 27,000 workers nationwide who were laid off specifically because of AI. With 170 million workers in the US, that's fractions of a percent, a statistical hiccup even in high-tech sectors. And considering the US leads the AI revolution, we can safely apply these numbers to the rest of the world. The conclusion? In 5 years of active AI development, not a single profession has come close to extinction. And at the current pace, none will, for a very long time. So the rest of this conversation is theoretical, though still grounded in facts. The first profession supposedly doomed by AI comes from Sam Altman. He stated that the entire tech support sector is likely to be automated. As proof, he said that most corporations already rely on AI agents instead of humans. But that's a classic billionaire moment, like Mark Zuckerberg admitting he didn't know how to use a microwave. They're detached from everyday life. Altman clearly hasn't called tech support in years. If he had, he'd know it barely worked 10 years ago, and today it's even worse. There are exactly 0 people on Earth who were genuinely helped by an AI chatbot from their ISP. Everyone still waits for a real specialist. And if tech support agents disappear, it won't be because AI replaces them, but because corporations will simply stop investing in customer service altogether. More general predictions come from the World Economic Forum. In their 2025 declaration, they projected that by 2030, 50% of current tasks will be automated, and another 50% will require AI, the same way jobs eventually required calculators and computers. Then comes the usual mantra about how everyone who works with their hands is safe. Plumbers, construction workers, nurses, the entire middle class can light a cigar and watch the chaos from afar, because supposedly nothing threatens them.
Platitudes. So let's move on to something more concrete.
For example, to programmers, whom AI allegedly replaces en masse. On March 14, 2025, The Washington Post published a brilliantly clickbait article. Citing the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it claimed that demand for programmers is now lower than it was in 1980, before the internet even existed. According to the article, there are supposedly fewer programmers today than in the year Pac-Man was released. Then comes a smooth native integration of ChatGPT, describing a company that ditched hiring developers and simply bought an OpenAI subscription, saving tons of money. Predictably, smaller outlets start citing The Washington Post, and sleep-deprived social media editors write that programmers are done. But then Kizor grabs a magnifying glass and checks the source. First discovery: the Bureau of Labor Statistics actually says the opposite. It reports steady growth in demand for developers and predicts a 17% increase in programming jobs by 2033. And now the article begins to crumble. A closer look reveals a clever manipulation. Washington Post splits programmers into 2 categories: low-level, those who work directly with hardware, and high-level, Python, Java, C++, the mainstream crowd. Then WP quietly counts only the low-level ones as programmers. And, surprise, in 2025, there are fewer people writing assembler than in the Pac-Man era. Cue headlines: AI replaced everyone, we're doomed! Of course there are fewer assembler specialists. The market evolved. It's like publishing an article saying there are fewer T-34 tank mechanics today than in 1941. That's not journalism, it's nonsense. The truth is, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the developer job market continues to grow, slowly, but grows, and the total number of programmers in the US is still increasing. Meaning even if AI automates certain tasks, the new positions created alongside fully offset the losses, at least until 2033. To save your time, designers, copywriters, screenwriters, and other first victims are in roughly the same situation. Designers are projected to grow by 3% by 2034. Not impressive, but nowhere near extinction. Add prompt designers to the count and the numbers look even better. And as for AI-generated scripts and AI-written storylines, everyone who watched Hollywood projects in the last few years saw the result. The Marvel Cinematic Universe practically collapsed under neural network scripts, and Disney had to bring back the old guard just to make watchable films again.
Ironically, the only group of professions that is clearly and statistically suffering from AI are top-level managers. HR specialists, politicians, government officials, high-salary jobs the public never particularly adored. AI has already become the official Minister of Public Procurement in Albania, Diela. In Russia, lawmakers predict that AI may replace half of all civil servants. And in China, for 3 years now, AI has been issuing court rulings in pilot mode. And in some regions, not even pilot anymore, simply because trendy, data-driven tasks turned out to be trivial for AI. In essence, professions that required years of studying rules, memorizing cases, understanding precedents, and being a wise expert are exactly the ones AI handles effortlessly. It can analyze every available case, process tens of thousands of similar rulings, and, most importantly, it can't be bribed with a sealed envelope or influenced by someone's cousin in the administration. No kickbacks, no emotions, no personal agenda. So the truth is, we have absolutely no idea how AI will reshape the job market. And anyone making loud predictions is most likely chasing hype or trying to sound smarter than they are. That's why Sam Altman's position is the most sensible. He openly admits that predicting humanity's trajectory with AI is nearly impossible. Share your boldest predictions in the comments. We'll come back in 10 years, check them, and reward the winner with a like.
This was Future Digest. See you in the next wave of technological breakthroughs.